Boom. All right, we're recording now, boys. Welcome back, little niggas. Another episode. Hope you guys are having a great day. Another amazing guest with us. Guest with us today. We got the king of aesthetics, of visual design, the anime guru, the Drake's number one fan, the man with all the plans, the great Sosa himself. Say what's up,
y'all. What's up?
Hey, thank you for being here. Man. That's my boy. But we here for a little interview. We're gonna talk about a couple of topics, some things. Got a little bit of special with this time. I changed it up, we had a little, that was the start of it. I didn't know what else we were gonna do. I didn't have a lot of questions, obviously. And appreciate y'all looking at it and like saying what's up to it, you feel me? But this one, more structure, I'm going for the kill. I'm trying to get into this nigga's head. See what he's all about.
I'm prepared for this. Right.
GG.
I fold easy. I ain't gonna hold you.
Well, let them know where you're from, though. Say what's up. I know everything about you. Since we've been homies for a while, but let them know where you're from. What's the origin of Sammy and a lot of things. How'd you get here? Is my thing good? Yeah. Your internet? I was like, hey, is it good? I was like,
oh, I think the internet's your camera broke and I couldn't hear you.
I was like, what? I was like, damn, was it that hard?
Oh, you heard me? Oh, no, that's awkward. Okay.
I'll keep it in the video.
I'll introduce myself. My full name, because apparently a lot of people know because y'all just be stalking me for some reason. At least the Soul Squad does, because they just love to use it as a flex. Samson Seagal would be my full legal name. You feel me? I'm not telling y'all my middle names because y'all just be on some weird stuff sometimes. But I do love y'all. My age is 24 as of right now. Birthday July 3rd. I was about okay. I'm
the whole government. He gave the whole government. He gave the whole government.
I was about to say my actual location on accident where I was. Okay, let me that. Y'all need to know that much. But yeah, man. I just been dreaming of doing YouTube since I was young. Like just inspired. Some of my inspirations like FaZe Jev, Berleezy, Afro Sinju. I don't even look up to too many YouTubers. Like I never watch it like crazy, but the people I did watch, I was obsessed with their shit. I loved it. I wasn't like a stan or nothing, but like, I watched it a lot and it was very inspirational for me. So yeah, I ended up doing content. I tried it once in high school, like around 16. Low-key that was around when I was kind of doubting myself. Like, I was trying and then did a few videos and it was actually doing decent, but I just told myself, and it was kind of that environment I was in, but I just told myself, I was like, man, this is childish dream. I can't do all this, that, so then I dropped it, but then came back when I was like, I think 19, about to turn 20. It was like November. I don't know. You were there, of course, when I started. It was when I started on Twitch. Like, it was like a Bloodborne stream. Just did it at random, then just started streaming. I think it was in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, November 2019. Started doing that, and then that's where I actually started, taking steps to seriously become a content creator. And a year I was on Twitch, and then I decided to come to YouTube for reasons. I just started studying things like, okay, let me do Twitch and YouTube, and I've been on YouTube primarily as my main thing since for about 3 years now. So yeah, that's like the basics of it.
3 years, man.
Ever since.
It's a long time.
I finally locked it. Yeah, I stopped doubting myself, all that stuff. I still doubt things, what I'm saying? I overthink things at times, but I had to full sell that for sure. I told myself when I started Twitch, I was like, nah, bro, anything's possible, and I'm gonna show it. That's actually part of my goal. Like, I gotta be the one, what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Also, that's just like the normal dude. I see everybody else, I'm like, damn, everybody gets lucky. Like, I'm not, I can't be the exception. Nah, bro, we can all be the exception. But yeah.
Hey, true that. Hey, there's a quote later on in the series, JJK I gotta talk about later, but that says that emphasizes that. Hey, if you know, if you're a manga reader, no spoilies, but you know. It's gotta let you know. It'll be there soon. But yeah, W origin story, honestly, this man Sammy, I've known him for about, it's high school, like maybe 9th or 10th grade, like 2014, so that's like almost 10 years almost, almost 10 years ago? That's a long time, bro.
That is crazy. I did not put, bro, okay.
That's a long time.
Oh my God.
So,
I did not think I knew you for almost a decade now.
And of course, we know everything's always, we've not been crazy like best with like, oh my God, we're besties. But, friendships develop, friends develop and change. People wander through your life and some people walk in, some people walk out type shit. So that's how it was. But hey, man, I want to ask you a couple questions about like, always have these kind of talks, but what have you learned from content creation that really like stands out the most? Like a lot of times when you like doing your videos or like just research stuff for different topics? How do you like come to fruition? Like, what do you learn from doing this that you otherwise wouldn't from like anything else? You know?
I guess I've learned how.
Hmm.
Damn, that's such an interesting question. Like, there's so many things I could talk about, like whether it's YouTube itself, like the systems with that, or just you talking about people in general. Like,
Either or, like whatever you really like. What do you learn? Like learning is like not. It's not like linear, you know. So like I can learn how to deal with people through this way, but also like learn the YouTube algorithm in this way because those are like two things that are like kind of that seem unanalogous, right? But like you need them both to create like a successful like channel for real, for real. So yeah, what have you learned in those past couple of years from doing this for 3 years? That's not any slouch of time. Like 3 years, somebody can graduate college,
yeah,
have a baby, get
something about
married.
me. Yeah.
It's crazy, but yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'd say actually, even aside from the 2 points I brought up, the number one thing, I guess the easiest way to answer this is that I pay attention to the most, like that,
Hmm.
like change and all that. It'd be myself, honestly. Like I realize things when I make content. What I try to do, because I didn't do much of this when I was younger, is like diving deeper into what I like. I feel like trying out different types of content helps me see. It's so hard to explain because it's still a journey I'm taking myself. Like I kind of want to
Hmm.
use content to grow me in a sense, like whether it's like the hype things, like just how excited I get. I never realized that I get this excited over anime, games, all types of stuff like that.
Hmm.
Till I started doing content and just letting that out and just putting my true self on camera. I feel like I've also tried to see what type of like different anime genre and stuff like that. Also figuring out things like that, like romance, slice of life, all that, like just more of just it's so scatterbrained in my head because I'm still in the middle of that journey of like paying attention to those things and actually discovering myself. Like right now, recently I started a second channel, my gaming channel. Well, I have a main one's a gaming
Shout
one.
that link in the description below to both of this channel as well.
Hey, appreciate it.
Of
You're good
course,
for
of
that.
course,
But
of
yeah, it's
course.
like I've been diving into superhero stuff more now, like Batman, Spider-Man, stuff like that. Because I'm
Mhm.
in the anime, but I never discovered like things like that with the whole comics and all that. So I was like, you know
Yeah.
what, I could dive into this and see if I really enjoy it. Just more of what I've been trying to get out of YouTube and been studying the most is actually just who who am I to an extent? It sounds weird to say that, especially as a grown ass man. But like when I was younger, I did suppress a lot of my feelings for things and stuff like that. It was always very strict place. So now
Hmm.
I'm more of like just discovering like, okay, I like this. How do I like to get hyped to that? Do I get emotional? Like,
Yeah.
like can this make me cry? This is that. So yeah, hopefully that
True.
wasn't too off topic to what you're asking. But that's just where my mind went instantly of like I pay attention to the people too, how they interact in the
Hmm.
comments, stuff like that. And the algorithm of course, but the thing I pay attention to most, definitely when I'm uploading and my goal is for sure not only inspiring y'all, but also just myself, really trying to figure out my way through life and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the main thing I pay attention to. Yeah, that I've realized. Just
Mhm. Yeah. I agree with you. Honestly, that's a lot of. I know it's a big question. It's kind of broad one, honestly, and
yeah,
I'm trying to get better at that. It's the second time doing this, so I don't like to add like too much. But like you're not off base by saying anything like that. I think those are pretty and like within line what you're doing. You said I'm just trying to learn. Like the whole question, like what have you learned? Like what have you grown? Basically, it's like could you measure your growth? Could you like basically tell me like what happened? Like what made you grow? Like I do this, this, and this, and that. I think you just told me all the things I need to do in that same question. I'm like you answered like four of my
okay,
questions just
I'm
now
glad I
at the
did.
same
I was
time.
kind of
It's
scared I
good.
went too
You no
far
no
off.
no no.
I don't know.
I
I hate
just
that. Like
it's about
I like it,
self,
but I also hate that. I feel like my mindset is very different from a lot of content creators you see from
bro. It's
myself at times. But yeah, I'm just in it for different reasons.
Mhm.
Like I find my own unique ways. I needed unique ways to be able to push myself and be able to keep waking up and doing this every day. There's a whole bunch of stuff like that. So yeah,
No, this is 100%. This is about you. Like I'm interviewing, you, I'm talking to you, but like, hey, this is your time. I'm giving you the space to like express yourself, type thing. Like anybody comes on the
appreciate it,
show,
bro.
it's them. And you don't hear me talking much. I'm like, yeah, I may say a couple things here and there, and just like keep things the flow of things. But like, and I'm like trying to engage you, make sure they know who you are. I know who you are, and I know Ed and all the other people like what they do. But like, you gotta get more intimate. Like, what makes you really you? What makes you tick in a lot of ways. And that's like,
Okay,
that's
okay.
okay. That's okay. But like, hopefully, it doesn't seem too like off base. But the answer you gave, like I said, was pretty perfect online, honestly. And I said another question I was going to ask was lead to my second one. Was like, what do you think is like what moment really brings the best out of you? In a lot of ways. What do you think? Like you're at like your height is like where do you sit on your throne really? And if you can answer that question, it's an abstract one, but like what do you find yourself at peace? Basically, that's what I'm asking. Like at the most when you feel you're most confident, most into, it's like it's Sammy time type shit. It's prime time. Like the Persona stuff, like the action. Like you say, it's action time, right?
Definitely one inspiration. So I guess it'd be like, if anything, a good example like Persona, when I can be in touch with my emotions to that. I feel like I get a lot of stress and anxiety at times when recording, but I just try to push that anyways in terms of just feeling on the spot. Sometimes I'm very in my head a lot of the time, so I feel like I'm at my peak when I can put all aside. I don't even remember the camera's on when I'm like engaged in a either good ass story or just action or anything like that. Just the peak of my emotions, just letting out, getting hyped, sad, all of that. That's when I feel like I touch my true potential, if that makes sense. Yeah, more when I just like the immersion. That's my main thing. I always try to get super immersed in everything I do. Actually, to a fault at times. Scary games I can't really.
Hey, we all know about it.
Emotionally challenging things, like things that just like push you there. That's where I feel like I'm at my peak for certain things a lot of time. That's when I can really show the true myself. Like you get the same energy you'd have if I was in a room by myself. Of course, I'm not gonna be screaming by myself in a room. That's kind of insane. But internally, I'm learning to externalize things that I would usually hold internally, and whether back in the day or just watching an anime, shit like that. So yeah, just things that really make me hit the height of my emotions for real. Like, get me involved, get me engaged.
True. Do you think like challenges, like adversity, really helps you grow? So like some people would say like problems, stuff like that, are not essential. Like they don't really grow from like having bad times. Do you think problems itself like help you grow in a lot of ways? Like everything you've been through in your life to like get you to this point. Like if you didn't have a problem, do you think you'd be the same person or not?
No. I 100%. Stuff has been rough before in the past, but all of it made my life now easier for sure. Like there's still bad times, but like the earlier you learn certain lessons of just bad things happening to you, and you learn from it and incorporate that into your life and then your lifestyle and how you live now, is the easier it'll be to avoid things like that, and if anything benefit from it as well. I feel like I'm trying not to go too deep because that's like a long ass conversation of just like experiences and stuff like that, but I definitely feel like, long story short, for sure, experiencing bad things, as much as it sucks in the moment, I'm very grateful for all of those bad experiences in the future, because I can use that to either help somebody else or myself in ways. So I definitely feel like always, bad things happen for a reason, for sure. I don't want them to, but of course, 100%.
Yeah, and I think a lot of things with like the good and the bad. I feel like people as itself, like right now, we kind of like think of like we always want like the good things to happen for our life. Like, oh yeah, I want to make this much money. I want to do this type of job. I want to do this. And it's like life is kind of like, unfortunately, it's not like a straight linear path to like success or do anything worthwhile. It's kind of like the mixed bag of good and bad that kind of makes you kind of worthwhile. Because if you can take all the good, you gotta take all the bad. Just in case you're getting like the fruits of the best fruit in the world, you gotta take some of the bad apples a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. It's like
a good for granted, and it'll never have that like that good peak.
It won't feel fulfilling,
If you never experienced the bad. I've actually experienced that sometimes recently. Like I've learned so many lessons of things. I feel like sometimes everything just going so good that it's like it's numb to an extent, and I feel bad for it. I'm like, damn, this is like you have a lot in front of you, but it's like if I don't experience the bad, I can't. I take the good for granted. It's like you forget what bad feels like, and all this just feels like you're owed it, and things like that. If that makes sense. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it, at least. So definitely in the bad times for sure help me grow, and I feel like it helps everybody else. Yeah, and helps me help other people. So I'm grateful for those bad times. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. How do you feel like about like being a content creator, like as like a job, like 100%? Like, do you think it's like the easiest, like some people say like it's the easiest job in the world, to like kind of gamble, or it could be like very like, is it very stressful? Like what is your mental state in like judging that people that want to become content creators and people that don't, what is your perspective on that?
I feel like it depends on the person, whether it's the easiest or hardest job. I feel like a lot of people have that debate a lot, and honestly I disagree. It's definitely not easy as hell like everybody says. It's for sure far from that, but I also disagree when people say it's the hardest thing ever. I feel like if you're very passionate about things, like anything can feel like, there's hard parts about it. Me personally, I hate editing with a passion. It actually makes me dead inside. And I sit there for hours wanting to rip my eyes out. It's always worth it for all the pros I can get on top of that. Like, what I'm saying? Engaging with you guys. Like I said, exploring different parts of myself. And just being able to work for myself as well. I hate like working under somebody. I technically work under YouTube, stuff like that, but in terms of someone giving me direct orders, I have creative freedom to do whatever I want. So I feel like those pros weigh out the cons in terms of like the job feels less difficult than, say, for example, like 9 to 5s I've worked where it's just like someone.
Yeah.
I've had easier 9 to 5s than this for sure. Like, but and this is more work, I guess, than most other jobs. But I'd say like mentally for sure. While this can have its stress as well, like just dealing with people on the internet 24/7, things like that, pressure, like trying to keep views up and appearances and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How am I trying to phrase this? I'm bad.
No, you're good. I'm getting. This is your time to speak, bro. I'm recording as long as I can. Whatever you feel that need to be said, you want to say it, you got you.
I kind of lost my train of thought and started thinking too many things at once, like between the 9 to 5 and the
like
job. But basically, long story short, man, I'd say at the end of the day, for sure, every job has its pros and cons. So it really depends how it hits for you. If you want to try out content creation yourself, I definitely do recommend it. But for sure, it is a lot of work, especially when you're first starting. I feel like even when you're big, of course, there's a lot still going on. But yeah, first starting, when you're trying to get the ball rolling, you have to, you have to balance another job on top of that. And then, like you got to do the social media, like the networking, you got to do the editing, you got to do like, what I'm saying, ideas, have the energy to, just
execute. Yeah.
Yeah, I really feel like that question, it's not as simple as like whether it's the hardest or the easiest or the style, like a lot of people say on the internet. I know a lot of content creators would say it's the hardest, and I feel them to an extent. I get it. It is very tiring. I actually feel like it has messed up my mental health a tiny bit. I can't get outside as much as I want. I feel like I'd even be able to interpret, what I want to say better to y'all if I was outside more rather than inside working on this. I'm trying to find a balance. That's another thing that's hard, find a balance. But overall, I'd for sure say it depends from person to person. So definitely don't knock it till you try it, but also don't put other people down talking about, oh, this is easy, I could do. Yeah, you gotta try for yourself. It's definitely, it can be stressful, but depends how you handle it at the end of the day. Like anything in life,
Yeah.
It's just another unique career path that you could take. So I'd say for me though, definitely it's hard in the sense of finding a balance, like with family, friends, and like, I'm still trying to get ahead on video so I can get outside and let my mind breathe, rather than just taking in online content all day. But at the same time, it's amazing because it's easy to keep going for me most of the time. I know views can get to you too, but I try to ignore that. But yeah, it's easy to keep going most of the time when you're just having so much fun doing what you love and making a profit out of it, and connecting with y'all. So
yeah,
I'd say that's my answer.
Yeah, well, I agree. I think a lot of people do, even from my perspective, like, we're doing it to get like content creation. Like, this is a video too, but it's like, it's difficult, yes, to a certain extent, but it's definitely not, just because some people, it definitely depends on what you are in life and like how you really want to perceive a lot of things. So don't say like it's 100%. Like, I remember I saw on the meme on Twitter, it's like he's like content creators, and they had to wake up and play video games for a living. He said, I was like,
I hate both sides of that. I hate people like will bash people like, I have the hardest job in the world, content creation. Don't understand. Like, a lot of people don't understand it is hard at times, for sure. Not even just at times, it can be very hard actually. But at the same time, it's like you can't invalidate other people's experiences too. A lot of these 9 to 5s are hellish and like going through the torture. But at the same time, I also hate the people that work the 9 to 5 and just like, that's easy. I could do that easy, but they're not doing it. They claim it's easy, and then like, bro, you don't really understand.
Do it then. Show me something. Show me something. you want to talk all?
Because I remember working that hellish 9 to 5. I actually worked the same job as you. At
the
call center. That was one of the worst jobs I ever had in my life. And I was doing content creation on top of that. I'd stream like on average like 5 to 8 hours a day on top of an 8-hour shift there, and then just 8 hours of sleep. It was pretty hellish, but at the end of the day, like content creation it was hard due to the fact I was juggling two things at the same time, but it kind of felt like, while I was tired, it was my escape. It felt amazing in that sense from that other job. So that's all I'm trying to say, is that definitely it depends on the person. It depends on, like your mind state, how you perceive these things. And you really can't know until you dive into yourself. So it's not really necessarily easy or harder. It just depends on the person, 100%. Like, but it can be, it's definitely not overall an easy job. Like, you got to put the work in. That's why not everyone's just a content creator, because,
like same thing, millionaire.
You
gotta, what do you think is like? If you just talk about self-improvement, like, do you think this journey is like kind of like, I know for myself, 100%, like content creation is definitely like more of a self-acknowledgement, a self like gratitude. Like I'm doing these videos because I want to express myself, like you said before. But like, how do you feel like content creation in relation to self-improvement really works? Like, you think the bigger you are, the more self-improvement you get, or just like there's like a diminishing return? Like, there's so much you can do and then you stop, like you think you're becoming a better person, but like maybe you're becoming a worse person in a lot of cases. You just don't see it at the moment. I'm showing the question is basically, how do you relate self-improvement to your own content creation, and how do you scale that, or how do you like visualize that in your head? Like, am I getting better or am I getting worse? For like just self, not even talking about like the videos you make or like the views you get, just like how you feel internally about the things you do.
Damn, that is a hard ass question.
And take your time, bro.
I feel like if anything, I'm still trying to, figure that out myself. Because while I'd say I'm a small creator now, like I'd say I'm official, but still pretty small. As of recording this, but yeah, I'd say in terms of the views, I don't really think about that too much when it comes to self improvement. I more of think of like how long can I keep putting effort into what I love and not just like start dilly dallying and shit like that. How long could I like not just comparing to other people, but like I do want to compete with some of the greats type stuff. Like I'm very passionate about this. How far can I really take it? I guess that's when I see
Mm-hmm.
in figuring out more about myself as well. Like just I kind of see myself as this ordinary guy at times, like not like very lucky or anything like that. So how how far could I push it? I don't really look at the views. More of when I also think of self improvement with content, it's more of like, is my content getting better over time? I feel like that's always going to
Yeah.
be my metric of like,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Understanding and
myself. Yeah, like, am I getting really good at my craft? I feel like I've never found what I was really good at in general till
mm-hmm.
this. And I want to see how far I could push it. 'Cause I see all these people like, what I'm saying? There's like music, there's like art, things like that. People just keep excelling, excelling, excelling. For me, when it comes to content creation specifically, I'd say it's like to see my own growth in that, how far I can take it. That's how I'd measure it rather than views. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
the views will of course affect my content to an extent, whether for better or for worse, but I'm more or less like, I don't know. Like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't have the full answer to that question yet. I might have it soon, but as someone that hasn't experienced like all of the, highs and lows of like views and subscriptions and all
Mm-hmm.
that, yeah, I'm not exactly there just yet, but for right now, I just base all of my stuff on just quality of my content. I always try to look back at my content. I actually look at some of my older content at times and say, is my stuff getting better and better? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, that's
No.
kind of all over the place. I'm not 100% sure my answer to that question just yet. I will know soon though, for sure. Still part of my ever growing journey. You feel me?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think it's good that I'm not having an answer for that. Like a lot of these questions, I am a little bit, more. These are a little more hard questions, not just like, hey, what do you think about content creation in general? Like, those are like I'm not like me. I'm not going to give you like anything like
Yeah.
surface level. I'm like, bro, I'm always trying to look for the deeper meaning, the net under. I want to show like the real side of the congregation, like the people behind, like just like the Sxmmywashere, the EDs, the Atsu, all these people that do this type of stuff. Like, who are they really, and like show them for themselves. Like, this is or do you think this is extraordinary with it? They are just regular people, They have other day to day problems. Like, how does that affect them
Like
doing
you,
this work?
100%.
Yeah, like we're all human. So like, I want to see that side of them. Like, and you not having answer for like a complication is like, that's par for the course. You can ask you if somebody asks me these questions, I'm like, I don't fucking know, gang. I'm
Yeah,
just
'cause I always see a bunch of content creators, the biggest ones, like they're just on it for everything. They know every answer to this. But yeah, it's not as perfect as that. It's just that they excel in certain fields, but other than that, we're all just ordinary people. That's why I like to connect with my people as much, as I do, so that way they know. Like, it can be stressful at times on my mental, but a lot of time it's worth it. Like, just to let them know, like, bro, I'm
Mhm.
100% just like you. Like,
Mhm.
anything that I can do, you can do. You might be able to only do it in a certain way. Only I can do it the way I do it.
Mhm.
But
Mhm. It's,
everybody got
it's
that has that
respect.
potential in us. I know we're separated between a screen, and you see all these
Mhm.
views, this is that. But at the end of the day, I
Mhm.
am literally. I could, if I was born, what I'm saying, somewhere else, I could literally be your best friend and just on some, casual kicking it shit. So, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not as perfect as it seems. None of us are perfect. We're all just like you, 100%.
It's that illusion. That's what I
Very
guess
flawed.
with these things, these interviews, really, it's a deeper meaning to me. It's like, yeah, I want to shatter that illusion, like that barrier that you see. I mean, there is a barrier for a reason, of course. I don't want people to come in attacking Sammy or
Oh yeah, for
anybody that
sure.
does
Yeah, yeah,
things.
yeah.
But there's like, see through the smoke and mirrors. These guys we're just people, man. Like, you can
Mhm.
talk to us like everybody else. There's no pedestal to be had. There's no higher place and ranking in life. Sometimes and I think that's really important for a lot of people to like see through this thing. And I think it's really these interviews, like I said, are at least a testament to that. And
Yeah, for sure. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
of course, and I gotta hit the age old question. Yeah, hard work versus talent, bro. What do you think about that? Do you think hard work is always like the best route, or talent's really the best route for a lot of people, or do they sometimes coincide within the same person? You think somebody that's talented does work hard, or somebody that's hardworking is not talented in the same way? Like, how does that really reframe? Like, you can use anime as a reference or just real life. I think there's definitely a case for both, in my
Yeah,
eyes.
there's always gonna be different variations. It really
Mm.
depends from person to person. You could have both, neither, all that type of stuff. I feel like for sure I'm always betting on hard work over talent, even if that seems like the generic answer. I've seen it myself.
Hmm.
I don't want to name names, but I've seen some of my favorite creators. Some people I feel like are more talented and built for this, but other people that I wouldn't say are as talented in it and have it naturally, but they just put in so much work that you just can't stop them at the end of the day. I feel like if anything, I feel like I'm a testament to that because I literally
Hey.
try so hard in this content shit. Well, no, I don't try hard. I learned to just let everything be natural, but I just look at my stuff and like I'm surprised I entertain so many people because I really feel like I don't have the talent 100% for it. I feel like I have certain things that benefit me, like you know what I'm saying. Like people
Hmm.
like to see reactionary faces. I guess that's been a thing since school. So like but I'm
True.
just good at that unintentionally. Like
Hmm.
it just naturally happens and stuff like that. But overall, I feel like yeah, I'm not you know as talented as some of these other people, but I'm able to get up there and compete just due to the fact that I put the work in. I feel like I've seen anyone I can like attest to that. I definitely anybody I've ever been with and seen, no matter how long it takes, like any field, like years, anything like that, if they put the work in, definitely they always end up seeing, what I'm saying, the fruits of their
There it
labor
is.
type beat. Like
Yeah.
I've seen talent go wasted multiple times, whether it's through the internet or in person. I've seen a lot of talent. It'll just, sit there and ride. I feel like, you do have to put in less hard work if you are talented at times compared
Hmm.
to someone hardworking. But I feel like no matter what, like
Still
the
need
barrier
it.
for hard work is limitless. I know it sounds crazy saying that talent can be limited, but I feel like once you're just so perfect at something, it's like, okay, but are you gonna put in the consistency, the grind, like it doesn't matter
Mhm.
if there's talent if you only see it once versus hard work that is, 50%
Mhm.
of that, but you see like 100 times. Like not to say low effort content, but they're trying their best. Everybody likes to see effort. It's inspiring, all types of stuff. Not
Underdog. Yeah.
everyone's born with the
Everything.
same talent. So
Hmm.
yeah, like not everyone can relate to that, and that's not going to be the only thing that could carry you in the long run, in my opinion. So at least from what I've seen so far, who knows? My opinion could change years down the road, but that's where I'm at right now. I definitely hard work blows talent out the water. Would
Yeah.
love some talent too, but hey,
Hey. I
life would
don't.
be very unbalanced in general if only talent could carry everything.
I think in a weird way, it sounds like a little self prophetizing a little bit. Like I think everybody is talented. It's just like you don't know everything, and you can always
Yeah,
find somebody that
100%.
has like a different perspective, a different way to do things. So if I'm meeting a stranger, like he might know something I don't know all the time. So like that might be his talent, but like you said, like they're not always using the talent. It's like I would compare like in a working sense, like you see the guy that clocks every day, does his job, boom, boom, consistency every day right there. But you see like the one talent guy that does like he clocks in like once a month, but like he does everything once. It's like, well, he's already done his job two, three, 3 times over. But the guy's hardworking is always there doing his thing consistently. You see his effort more than you
Reliable.
see the other guy. So like, why would I care about the talented guy when the hardworking guy's here every day, still putting in the work, showing us that he's willing to be here or he wants it that bad, And I think it's really that's important to having that because I feel like once as well. Like some people are like gifted or like have that certain talent. Like I would say like can play like an instrument really well. Like yeah, they do it to like a higher extent. Like they'll go like far really in a short time. But that's why like they lose the love because they don't feel like they have to work for it anymore. Like you don't need it anymore. Like why would I have to work if I'm already somewhat talented and like I don't have to put in much effort. It just becomes not so I'm just gonna look somewhere else. I get bored with it. It's too easy, in a
Yeah,
sense, so
100%.
talented to people. So that's why like it's an interesting question, like an age old one, like you see like like Rock Lee versus
Yeah.
Naruto or some shit like that. Like people want to kind of like, oh my god, Rock Lee. No, Rock Lee's a
Yeah,
bum.
it's a valid question. It
So,
applies to like almost all aspects of life for sure. Like, because you can say the same thing with like money versus no money.
but
Like,
yeah, true,
it
100
depends on the person, but yeah, for sure. Money will not just make everything for you. Like, it'll go
percent.
but so long. Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be good with that. But I got you with the little lightning round real quick, just rapid questions. You just
Oh
like what?
shit. Okay.
All right,
Let me lock in.
so I got okay. So first of all, you a cat or dog person, man? First one, cat dog.
Crazy because I was scared of dogs till like sixth grade
Mm-hmm.
because like there was a lot in my my city that would randomly chase people whenever I was walking to school. I didn't understand how dogs worked. I didn't know they wanted to play with you. And some I swear even when I would stop and people they'd be like just pet it like
No,
definitely when
no.
I stand there they still look very aggressive and I'm like no. So I was traumatized. But then shouts out the homie Obi. His dog changed the way I see things.
Mhm.
So I say now I feel like I am leaning more towards dogs, but at the same time I've never really had too much beef with cats. But I do find it sad that a lot of cats, whenever I go to people's houses, they don't care for me. I mean, there's been a couple, but like for the most part, they just
Ain't like you
stay
like
away from
that.
me. But a lot of dogs are very welcoming. So I'd say like for sure, if I get a pet next, which I really hope to get one soon when I can afford it, take good care of it.
Hmm.
I'm going dog for sure.
Dog
Even though
man.
I
Okay,
have to think
okay.
it's cats. I like cats too, but yeah, just dog. I've
Dog
never had one,
man.
but
Hey,
yeah.
dogs are cool. I'm not gonna lie. All right. How about this one? Tea or some soda? Tea or soda? Ajo, do you like?
I
You don't
mean,
like
soda
tea?
is good, but
Like
I
tea?
mean,
Like think
I
about
don't
it.
even like that many tea, but I'll definitely take tea over soda any day. It just, like my
Blasphemy,
skin
huh?
would be terrible if I just drunk soda 24/7. That is just bad for me. A lot of acid. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like I'll definitely drink and eat
uh-huh.
sometimes the best for you at times, but like I'm not gonna intentionally like if I have tea in front of me and it's some good ass tea, I'll take it. Like I'll drink soda too, but it's very rare I
Hmm.
drink soda nowadays. Not like I'm intentionally avoiding it. It just I
It's
don't know. I
very
don't
like
really
hard.
care
It's
too
like
much.
I don't want it kind of thing. I feel that.
Yeah, yeah. Like
All
I for sure will
right,
go with juice and all that shit over it. Yeah.
all right. How about? Yeah, I got to throw the anime in here. What was it, AOT or JJK,
Hell
man?
no.
I'm gonna divide some people real quick.
Stop. That's
AOT or JJK.
a lot of
You,
people that watch me probably think because I'm like so critical of certain things. They probably think I'd instantly go JJK, but AOT is actually still one of my favorite stories of all time. That doesn't mean it's my favorite anime. Like it's
mm-hmm.
like characters I love way more in JJK. All the shit that like you know what I'm saying, the power system, all that stuff. But like the story AOT told was just crazy. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
get too much into the ending. I haven't even seen the anime ending yet,
You
so
have
I
to
don't
the
know how to
ending.
judge
Oh
the
my
ending. But
god,
I'm
already.
expecting it'll be good. Like I said, I already said I think it'll be good, and it might change my opinion a little bit. I still the base contents of the ending. I don't. I'm just like it feels like it wavered off way too much. Everybody uses the whole cop out. You must just think that Aaron was, but I don't care about him at all. I promise you. I just think all the stuff that got resolved was like, where did this come from? But either way, that's another topic. Honestly, I'd say just off of like if this anime ending actually I'm going JJK. JJK is more consistently lit for me right now. Like but AOT I still feel like is a godly story. It definitely, you know what I'm saying? I've never seen a writer go that hard in the paint. Like it actually,
True.
made me think really deep for
Mhm.
a while. So I was like, okay, yeah, I love AOT story. Favorite story, JJK overall though. That's my series.
Right, man. I'm a JJK stand on till I die. You know this for
Gang,
sure.
gang, gang,
But
gang.
AOT does hold a place in my heart. I'm not emotionally invested to the series, but
Yeah.
it is very good. I would consider top 10 stories of all time,
It is
100%.
peak.
Ending, I don't know.
I'm weak. I'm weak.
I gotta add a little bit of slander with it. I'm sorry, gang. I'm sorry.
Valid, bro.
All right,
You
what's
gotta hear
your
somebody say it. Everybody else just sugarcoated. Let's get these
listen?
views by calling it. Let me chill. I know some people really do like it. Genuinely. It just, there
We'll
are
get
those
the
people out
title.
there like, what do they call us? Grifters? I don't know.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I might do
it's
the
like,
title.
let me say whatever's popular. And then everybody was like, see, he said it. I'm like, you people can't be serious. Like, oh my God.
Oh, the
It
internet
just
is a wild place. You saw when that
facts,
indie came
bro.
out, motherfucker. The manga fans can't read. I'm like,
I swear, it just people be so lucky. Like, bro, I just like to say to myself, sound like drama, but like the amount of people that deserve to get caught out is insane. I'm like, I've seen how this person acts. You're crazy, but whatever. I just be like that.
hey, listen, I'm a hate regardless. I'm a hate
Oh, yeah,
regardless.
I'm gonna be in probably like
Don't tell me.
here.
You say you
But
like
like,
it. Happy for you. Happy for
I'm
you.
gonna let
I'm
the people do their
glad.
thing.
Yeah,
It's fine. If it
live
works for
your
you,
life. If you
yeah.
find it fire, great, great. People like Dragon Ball Z too. Like, stop, stop. No
That's
shots, no
crazy.
shots, no shots, no
Hey,
shot, no
yo,
shot. I'm not shooting at you fans. I'm just saying, it's my show. Like,
I'm fucking weak. I'm done.
but nah, what is a weapon of choice for you? If you could choose between sword, you know, a katana of variations. I'm talking about like broadsword, katana. You got some nunchucks, or like an axe or a mace. What'd you choose? Like this is
You can
like
pick between all those.
those weapons. Like which one would you pick first? Like what would you do? Like you're the zombie apocalypse, basically. Like you got to choose those five. No guns, of course, right now. You got to choose one of these.
Damn, zombie apocalypse kind of changes a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, gotta make it look. The stakes gotta elevate a little bit. Like,
If I am I proficient in wielding all of them?
yeah, you're professional at anyone you pick. Basically, like, you can do whatever
I'm
you
going katana
can.
then. I like to
Katana.
be quick and deadly. Yeah.
He trying to hit the. You think it's bleach? You
I'm
ain't
trying
want
to
to
build
bleach
my personal shit. My bleach. All the most good characters,
Hey, shout out to Bleach. Shout out to Ichigo. If you out there,
Hey, shout
you
out
watching.
to hey,
I
anime
love you.
episode of the year. I'll still stand on that. I know a lot of people saying JJK. JJK is peak, but and I think JJK has a better season. But like, I'm sorry, that Bleach episode, that finale, that is not fun. Cut. I lost it. My brain.
Hey, domain expansion. You see, domain
Okay, the main
expansion.
expansion is peak too. That
Domain.
was crazy. They're
She
both going
domain.
crazy. They're like brother and sister. I gotta respect it.
Hey, that's what's up. But wrap us up with something a little more hopeful. What do you think are your best three qualities about yourself? Do you name? It could be anything. I think that you just really enjoy about being you.
Damn. Probably wouldn't have an answer to this like years ago, but I'd say my number one is the talent I discovered about myself. ability to like, you know what I'm saying, read people in a good way, you know, and understand what they're feeling very easily and, you know, pick up on things, signs, all that type of stuff. Just I'm very perceptive. I do like that. Uh Two would be, as much as I feel like it's a detriment at times, how empathetic I am. I feel like even if someone did the worst shit ever, like I'm definitely hating you in the moment and I'm calling you out. But then as the process goes, if you actually finally getting what you deserve, I'm gonna always feel bad. But I feel like empathy can still be used in a lot of cases in a good way. So while, you know, recently it's felt very flawed, but I do like that. I'm very empathetic and able to understand how other people feel, and I feel like it can definitely help in situations. And three would have to be, I don't know, just my luckiness in connecting with the good people. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to everybody else. Like, that is one thing I feel like I'm not lucky in a lot of aspects of my life, but definitely the more I look at it, like the grand scheme of things, definitely when it comes to actual connections and amazing people around me, like hopefully I don't take it for granted. I definitely interact with a lot of amazing people and am able to keep bonds and actually have trust in a lot of people, like through thick and thin. Like there's a lot of people I've seen switch, but you know, I have a very good circle around me. So yeah, and in the community, seriously, like that's included in that number 3 too. Like y'all, like I'm actually a lot of people, like even my friends, fellow content creators, always saying like you have one of the craziest and most diehard communities. Like sometimes like I don't see it, but I'm like, nah, y'all really do ride, and like, you know, I love connecting with y'all. I can, you know, sometimes y'all be on some bullshit, but the reason why I can call you out and not like feel like, oh no, I'm scaring away the fit, because we're like close like that. Like we're actually like friends type B IRL, except for me giving you my address, chill. But overall, I'm very blessed with all the people that are in my circle, from family, like shouts out grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, mom, dad, all that stuff, you know, grandparents. To my friends, to, you know, just community. That's shout out to God, yes sir.
Hey, shout out God, GLD. Holding it down. Indeed, holding it down.
It's like
I'm holding up. Okay. But no, man, I appreciate your time. You know, I'm just gonna wrap up right here. You know, thank you guys for being. You know, shout out to Sammy. His links and everything will be in the description down below for anybody want to click on his channel that already don't know the GOAT. Like he's already there. Like, hey, everybody's links will be on. Well, anybody review always will be down there. But thank you again for watching. You know, I'll see you guys in the next one. I might try to do things weekly, always. At least once a week you get one. If I can't find anybody, we're just gonna have a little talk with us. That's all. Have a little heart to heart. Heart to heart.
Like that. That's what was fire.
I did have a daily. The dailies. I went long gone. The coma cast. Hey, I don't know what's on there. The KL cast. I don't know where it's gone.
You have to be the one to get this out. You have to name your community name here, bro. If you change it in the future, that's a
I don't have.
You gotta give the homies something.
I don't got a name. The's too many.
I'm thinking the Comies. You could not.
Comies.
If you're not feeling that, just I
don't know. I see it.
Comies. It's just so. It's like nothing.
The Cahomies. The Cahomies. The Cahomies.
That's the Cahomies. That's kind of dangerous. I don't know. That's a little too many K's.
Hey, don't chill.
The Cahomies. Like someone put down the shirt, they're gonna look a little crazy. Like
he's like, wait,
what are you trying to say there?
I'm just bringing my favorite content creator, buddy. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I mean, honestly, if they give me a name, if there's Twitch, I'm not listening to anybody that's from my Twitch chat. Unfortunately, that's just. I love you niggas, but y'all be wilding, and I'm at fault for that one. I get that's my fault, but I'm not listening to you guys for name sessions. At least the YouTube comments, y'all cool, 100%. I trust you. Twitch comment, Twitchers, you know who you are. Don't put it in. El Jessic, I'm looking at you. I know you started this. I'm looking at you, bud. Yeah, I called his name out. He knows who he is. Don't worry about it though. But like I said, you know, thank you again. You know, like, subscribe for some more, and I'll be in the next one. You know, also, you know, if we do a little wild, we have a wild session, which will happen soon. You know, maybe in the future, if I have some maybe some uncut stuff, I'll put that on the Patreon for sure for anybody who wants to watch that. If that's only if it gets a little too spicy for the YouTube, or I get a little too wild. That's all I gotta say. Because one of these days, I'm thinking, you know, one of these with that boy Danny, we might have to start, you know,
that'll be
line it up with the interviews real quick. But y'all be easy. Shout out to y'all though. Hey, I appreciate you saying me again. Let's go.
Okay, I'll talk.
Woo!
He's the one for me. There's no place I'd rather be. Yeah. To the finish line. Everywhere you look, he's right on time.